Uh, when you got the recording up, fella.
It's up now. That's why I said let's do this.
So, alright. Yo, what are you saying? Welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. Today, I'm here with Noah from Macca
That's bad.
Football, and I'm here with Quakey from Quake's Promos 2.0.
Previewing the games that matter. It's 20
Hello,
on
lads.
YouTube.
Hello, lads.
Right.
Alright, so today we're going to be doing Premier League predictions, but this is going to be actually in a bit of a podcast style format. So if there's going to be very much little to no editing, and honestly, I could not give a flying fuck of what happens here. Honestly, all I want to do is get this Prem predictions and post it. So let's just go straight into it. Quakey, who have you got as your Premier League champions?
I feel like I'm going to get a little bit of stick for this, but in a weird way, my rival's going to thank me, but I'm going with Arsenal.
Oh.
Bollocks.
I just feel like the pain they endured last season is going to be a massive motivating factor. Yes, City have got the treble, and yes, they do look unstoppable, and yes, there is a chance of them winning 4 Premier Leagues in a row. I just feel like, one, that's boring for the Premier League, but not even that. I just feel like there's going to be fatigue in that squad. Yes, they have
Wait,
changed
Quaker,
some
can you hear
stuff
this?
around. Yeah, I can.
Wait, Quaker, can you hear this?
Hear what?
Wait, hold on. Can you hear this?
Yeah, I can hear that, whatever that tapping noise is.
Alright, it's good. It's a bottle. You'll need that by May. Carry on.
Yeah, I just feel like we've seen in the Community Shield that Arsenal can hold City. I mean, they did have to come back from 1-0 down, but it was a good all-round performance by Arteta's men. And I feel like they'll use some of that. I can, like, it was a friendly, but they will use it. They will learn from it, and they're not going to lose both games against us against City again. They'll at least win one of them, in my opinion. I feel like they will get that small edge, and they'll make City to the lead this season.
Alright. Noah, who have you got to win the Premier League, mate?
Well, obviously, Waku believes that Arsenal are going to use second last season as motivation. But I
Yeah.
don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be City once again, which I get is
Very
boring.
cunt!
And I hate to say it because if you lads don't know, I'm just like Link, Manchester United fan, of course.
Oh, hey.
So, I hate to say it, but I just believe that, as Quaker mentioned, winning the treble, if they win this season, it will be the only time that a Premier League club has won 4 Premier League titles in a row, which is just crazy. So that's going to drive them. Players leaving like Bernardo Silva, Walker, that's not happening. They're both signing new contracts. So, squad depth is not an issue, especially with young players like Cole Palmer coming through, he's been fantastic in pre-season. And I just think, yes, Mahrez is a miss, but they go over players. And with Haaland, with Kevin De Bruyne, they're just a force that is just no one's going to be ready for. And the fact that, it's a 38 game season, they're just going to capitalize over so many teams and just maximize their points, I think.
Yeah. Alright. So, for my Premier League champions, I've got newly promoted side Luton Town. Marvellous Nick
Luton
Amber to
Town!
score 50 goals.
Serious? Who's serious?
Oh,
Did you
Marvellous
just
Nick
say
Amber to score
Burnley?
50 goals and win the league. No, I said Luton Town, mate.
Oh, jeez.
Nah, alright,
I
if
hope
I'm
you're
actually
joking.
being realistic, Sir Alex Ferguson is still the greatest manager of all time, but it's going to be City. And I hate to say it, but come on.
Mate,
They
I
are
hate saying that for
turning
the
this
league as
league.
well, but
No, Man City are turning this league into their bitch. Like, let's be
It's
honest
literally
now.
Bundesliga.
Like, it's fucking League Gun, mate. I don't know what he's saying, Bundesliga. It's fucking League Gun. Anyway, but, you mentioned the Mahrez miss. You've got Bernardo Silva who can play on the right. You've got Foden who can play on the right.
Obama.
I reckon they could play Edison right wing and still fucking win the league. Like, it's getting boring now. Can we have someone else win the fucking thing? Anyway, Quaku, who have you got as your other 3 teams in top 4?
Well, my other teams in top 4 alphabetically go obviously City second. I'm going with Man United third, and I'm going with Liverpool fourth.
Thank God you didn't say
Okay.
Spurs. Bloody hell.
I was fully expecting him to say Spurs.
I know.
Have I
You
just
got
said
any
Spurs
reasoning,
to finish
Fix?
sixth? All right, so yeah, my Europa League teams are
No, I didn't want Europa League.
Newcastle.
I was asking for reasons for why you've got your teams in Champions League.
Oh, reasons. Well, City,
Yeah.
obviously, I said before they're going to be really, really close with Arsenal. So I put them in second. And Man
Yeah.
United, for like the signings of Hoyland, signings of Onana, even though Onana's been quite underwhelming against
Oh,
Lons in the
bloody hell.
friendly.
No,
I thought
he was
they'll
actually
challenge
very
the actual
good.
Prem. And I feel like, yeah, they'll be close.
No, what? Who have you got as your other teams in top 4 in order?
Wait, but let's talk about Liverpool quickly.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. And also the signings of McAllister and Szoboszlai are going to bring back, I'd say, you know, that midfield creative prowess that Liverpool kind of missed last season. Like, I know they had Salah and they had Jota, but like Salah was great, but they weren't at their best.
He can't carry that team on his back anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's going
Also,
to have to help
Quakey.
with these other players.
Yeah, Quakey. I think
And so
if
the
there's
Mane
any
miss
hunk
they thought they were feeling last season is not they felt as much this season. Sorry?
facts. I was just gonna say, I think if there's any Hungarian watching you, they're gonna try suck your cock for the pronunciation of Szoboszlai.
It's easy Szoboszlai. I mean, I've
Yes.
got a few Hungarian friends, but like, I'm not sure they're all that.
Alright. Alright, Noah, who have you got as your top 4 in order?
Okay, so if anyone's watching from my channel, they're gonna know this is coming, but this is gonna be a very big shot.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna brace it for you guys before I tell you my top 4.
I already
Arsenal
know it,
does
but
not feature. They don't
Alright.
feature. So I've got
It-
Chelsea in 4th. I just believe with Pochettino this pre-season, I've seen what they're about. And Kunku, thank God he is not a number 9. He's been shining. Nicholas Jackson has pace for days. And I feel like their young squad with players like Gallagher, Matson from the academy, they're going to thrive. 3rd, I've got Liverpool. He made some brilliant points about whatever that guy's name is, Bloody McAllister.
Szoboszlai.
Yeah, and I just I agree about the midfield prowess because last season they did miss midfield quality. Fabinho was completely underwhelming. Henderson, he was not good enough, and he's shown that moving to Qatar. So I think they'll do all right. And Salah, I think he'll be banging once again. 2nd, I've got United. I have to back my boys, and I just think we're going to be in title charge at the moment. I believe, our signings are going to have to get used to playing in the Premier League. Although, Mount's been playing, but I think they're going to take some time. But once, the team gels together, Hoyland, Mount, Onana, distribution perfect. It's going to work, and we will challenge City for the title.
Come on, lads.
If
All
you're
right.
Manchester Derby title,
So,
that'll make some
yeah.
great trailers on the
All right.
channel.
Oh, bloody
Fun
hell.
fact: I have different on my script, but since my script, I've changed. So, I'm contradicting my script here. In second, I'm going United instead of Arsenal.
Good.
And why am I doing this? Well, Onana's fucking incredible. I think, Mount has been good, but he's getting memed for that miss against Law, and I just do not think it's necessary considering how good his midfield presence has been. in that number 8 role of Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro. But it's about the rumours and who we could be signing. Because Sofian Amrabat from Fiorentina has said he only wants United. He actually rejected a proposal from Liverpool because he solely wants United. And the last player to solely want United was Rasmus Højlund, who signed for us. And then if we sell Maguire, which is looking extremely likely, we want backup for Rafael Varane, and we're looking at Todibo from Nice, who I've watched quite a lot of incredible talent. So I'm saying if we can get them two in, we will have enough depth to challenge for the league. Will we do it? No, because Erling Haaland is fucking ridiculous. He is programmed by fucking Pep Guardiola himself just to make the Premier League the next Eredivisie. Like, and then third place, I'm gonna have
You said the
Arsenal.
next Eredivisie, but Feyenoord won the league this season, so
Do I
Oh.
give a flying tosspot, mate? Third, I have Arsenal. You mentioned Declan Rice. He's been good, yes, but no world-class DM gets cooked by an 18-year-old academy player. Just doesn't happen. I mean, Kai Havertz is honestly playing like James Charles at the minute. Fuck me, he's terrible. I mean, they're signing David Raya, which I think is a great signing. No word of a lie.
Great.
I think Raya is a fantastic player. And guess what? At least fucking David Raya wouldn't concede a halfway line goal to Pedro Goncalves in the Europa League quarter-final second leg. I'm so shit. Sorry, just a bit of a cough there, lads. And then in fourth place, I have got the shitty Scousers. You know, yes, they're missing their captain present. But, I mean, you've got Virgil van Dijk, the most overrated defender in Premier League history, as your new captain. And he's a good defender. Not going to lie to you, he's quite a good defender. And, I mean, having Trent playing as an inverted right back and having Dominic Szoboszlai and Alexis McAllister and then potentially Romeo Lavia as well. Potentially having him in the midfield is fucking scary. Like Liverpool, if they sign Lavia, they have got their midfield for the next 5 to 10 years, which is scary to think of.
I agree.
Mhm.
All right, lads. Starting with you, Quakey. Who have you got in fifth and sixth, aka the Europa League spots?
Fifth and sixth. I've got Chelsea in fifth, and I'd say I think Chelsea and Liverpool will fight tooth and nail to get a top four this season. I think Chelsea, they're just they're gonna fall short this season. I feel like the signings of Nkunku and people like Matson, you know, getting Cole Willem, that extended contracts, and Jackson from I think Villarreal are good signings, but the team just hasn't really had its time to like. It's a bit all over the place. Pochettino is a great manager. Like I have had him as Spurs, I know what he's capable of. I feel like in this Premier League, they're just gonna cut short in the top four this season. They'll finish fifth.
Oh, have you not seen it? Nkunku's injured for like up to 3 months.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly. And I
And
mean,
then,
without Nkunku, I mean, even if it is for 4 months, that's still a large part of Premier League season. We're looking at most now is August. Look, from now until the Christmas time, like the Christmas fixture period is a very congested fixture period for Premier League clubs. And I'm thinking that without him, it's going to be a really hard start to the season.
Mm.
yeah, man. Kwaku, and you've got your beloved Tottenham Hotspur in sixth. Why is
Yes.
that, mate?
Well, I could just go on and say, yeah, without Postecoglou, like we're winning 2-1 against Barcelona now. I don't see I can start there and get to four again. But we're not. Clubs like Chelsea, Liverpool, and that they're better than us. But I feel like we might be able to fall back on Newcastle's problem. Yes, our team is very good at the moment, but I feel like with Newcastle in the Champions League getting distracted, by all those midweek fixtures and having to kind of prepare for it and not really used to, we can fall back on that. We can get those extra wins, we can kind of go up and up in the table. And I feel like with that, with Andrew's team, Madison, Solomon, all that, we're gonna get ourselves into sixth. We're gonna get ourselves Europa League next season.
Nice. Noah, who have you got fifth and sixth, my friend?
So fifth, I kind of have to. Otherwise, people are gonna just be looking at me thinking I've got absolutely no ball knowledge. I have to put Arsenal in fifth, if not top four. I just think, obviously, it's a massive drop off. It's probably disrespectful to Arsenal fans that I've put them at fifth. Like, I would not be surprised if they took massive offence. But at the same time, I just feel like Arteta is the most inconsistent manager, and the fact that this last season was I just think it was a one-off. I think they'll drop a bit. They'll do all right. I feel like Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United, Man City, they're all going to be on disgustingly good levels throughout the whole season. And then in sixth, I have Newcastle. Now, obviously, it's all nice that last season they got Champions League football, but again, as I said, some teams last season were completely off it. Spurs, Chelsea, Liverpool were off it. So Newcastle, they kind of got lucky in a way, and I just think they do have class, but I just don't think compared to the other teams they have quality as much as them. So I think they'll get sixth, which is all right.
Yeah. Alright, lads. I've just noticed, I've looked at my script. None of you have said who I have in fifth place.
Ooh.
And
What are we looking
I'm
at here?
either you're disrespecting them, or I have fucking mushy peas for brains.
Is it Villa or Brighton?
I've got Aston Villa fifth.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. I can see
And,
that.
no, reason why. I think the signing of Pau Torres, someone who, fucking has worked under Emery at Villarreal, who has excelled and become one of the best ball playing defenders under Unai Emery. I think putting him in the Premier League, someone we wanted last season, he's incredible. You've got an Ollie Watkins who had an incredible into last season and someone who will want to maintain that scoring run. You've also got Musa Diaby from Leverkusen, who was probably the best player in the Bundesliga last season, barring Nkunku. Like that Villa side has so much talent and an incredible manager like Unai Emery. I think they're gonna be not only like challenging Liverpool for top four, but probably failing. Like I think, I think people are disrespecting Aston Villa by not having them in this type of spot. I've seen people put Villa 10th, and I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Aston Villa, no matter what, are getting Europa League next year. Whether they get top six or win Conference League, which they will with the squad they have.
I mean,
And in sixth place,
I just feel like Villa, Emery must be cooking up something, because the fact that Diaby left Champions League football next season, go to Villa, I think he's got something up his sleeve. I think they've got a good plan for next season.
Emery's project looks terrifying, honestly.
Have you considered their involvements in the Conference League?
Yes, I have, mate.
Football for many, many years. I just feel like it's going to take not a massive toll on the squad, but it will take a toll once I don't think they'll finish in European spaces.
Villa's squad depth is still really good. Villa's squad depth is still very, very good. Look,
the squad depth is good, but at the same time, it takes big adaptation.
Oh, of course. But when you're in the fucking backers of fucking Bratislava and fucking Astana, you could play a fucking C team and still pick up 3 points. What? Fucking hell. Mate, Villa could genuinely play their youth academy side and still win the fucking Conference League. Next. And then in sixth place, I've got Chelsea. Could I be underrating them? Maybe. I mean, before the script, I didn't even have them in European football. But then I saw what Nicholas Jackson was cooking up, and I thought, oh, he's decent. They've just signed Robert Sanchez from Brighton. In my opinion, a top 5, top 6 goalkeeper in the fucking league. That man gets he's not talked about enough.
FPL
He
squad.
is sensational. And then, if Reece James can avoid injury and if Chilwell can avoid injury, already you've got two incredible fullbacks. You've got Diassi, who they've just signed from Monaco, someone we wanted.
Mhm.
He's very good. Like, he's a very good ball playing defender, and he's very, very good at being defensive as well. I think, you know, pairing him with the experience of Thiago Silva, then having a midfield with Enzo Fernandez in it. Sure, he had a shocking start to Premier League life, but towards the end, he kind of adapted himself, and then, you know, having Nkunku as a cam, Nicholas Jackson as that striker, and then, Mudryk looks like he's performing better under Poch.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
maybe the billions that fucking Chelsea have spent, yes, they should definitely be fucking punished. But finally, they've actually got a project going on.
I agree.
Hmm.
Anyway, lads, who have you got in the final European spot, aka Conference League?
I've got me Newcastle.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Why is that, Quakes?
I've said it before. I just feel like Newcastle have a great squad. They've got Harvey Barnes and they've got Livramento in, but Champions League it'll take a toll on their team. I
Yeah.
Yeah.
feel like with all the other clubs fighting for top four, with Liverpool and Chelsea being revitalised, won't really be that avenue to get to the Champions League again. And I feel like us and Chelsea are going to block the Europa League as well, so their only real option is to get into the Conference League, which is still quite good for Newcastle. But yeah, for them to finish seventh.
Yep.
Like Eddie Howe is a fantastic manager, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like with the other teams, like I feel like the top four, top four, top six races will be really, really close this season because of like how good the teams in there are. But I feel like Newcastle's just going to come up short.
Fair enough. Noah, who have you got in 7th, lad?
So obviously, I think you were talking about Villa. That's why I've got
Yeah.
in 7th. I just believe, I do believe everything that you said, and I agree. Very talented side. That's why they are going to get conference again. But the only reason I haven't put them any higher is because Owen Emery as a manager, he is literally Mr. Europa League. And I just feel like they put your best squads out for one competition and you put your weaker squads out for the other. I feel like Premier League is going to be the one they put the weaker squads out for. I think that's just going to be why they just don't get into Champions League or Europa League. Still great season. I think Diaby, brilliant player. Pau Torres, one of the best ball playing centre backs in the world, I believe. He's very solid.
100%.
Emery knows what he's about. I just feel like talents like, as you said, Link, Watkins. I completely forgot about the guy. That guy's cooking. So yeah, 7th for Villa.
Yeah. I agree with you, Quakey. I nearly put Brighton 7th, but I do have Newcastle. And the only reason I didn't put Brighton in is I think they're going to prioritise Europa League more than the Prem. Like, I'm sorry, you've got players like Matoma and Ciso, Evan Ferguson, Estupinian. Like, you've got these sensational players. Like, of course, you're going to try and get European football again next season, but they're going to fall short. And I have Newcastle in 7th because, their squad is a lot better. Harvey Barnes, fucking Livramento, Trippier. Like, you've got so many talented players.
Gnarly.
And,
Yeah, I did.
yeah. And I just
Thank
think,
you.
Newcastle are going to be getting Europe again, especially when you have an infinite money glitch, aka Saudi Arabia.
Hmm.
All right, lads. Who have you got in your relegation zone?
And I say Macca's got to go first.
What, you want me to go first?
Yeah.
All right.
Right, we'll say 20th. I have Sheffield United. I just think, as I talked about in my own video, on my own channel, selling Ndai was the worst decision they could have made. He's by far their best player, and he would have been phenomenal in the Premier League, I think.
Yeah.
Moving to Marseille, massive miss. Paul Heckingbottom, he is not a Premier League level manager. He is just he's just not a Premier League level manager, and I think tactics wise, they're just gonna fall short of quality when you compare them to other Premier League teams. In 19th, Wolves. Now they do have the quality. Nunes, Jose Sarr. I could go on for days, but I've heard something today. They're thinking of terminating Lopetegui's contract. With arguably, he is definitely the best man for the job, and if it's not working out with him, it can't work out with anyone else. There's clearly something wrong with the higher ups, and I think they're gonna get punished this season. And then 18th, I've got Luton. Now I would have loved to back them for to stay in the Premier League for obviously the 24-25 season because it's just a bit of a fairy tale, isn't it? But Luton, I don't know, they just by far have the worst quality in any in that any Premier League club has, and the fact that Chong is a statement signing for them as a United fan. I know how good he is, and he's not that good.
Quaker, who have you got in your relegation spots?
I have got, say with Macca, up to about 18th. So I've got Sheffield United 20th. I
Yeah.
was like Heckingbottom. He's been all right in the Championship. He's got them up, but I feel like he's not going to survive in the Prem. And Indai's going to miss. I've also heard that Berger might be out to Burnley. I just feel like they're going to have a bit of a torrid season.
All right. Who's your 19th lad?
I've got Wolves as well. They've sent their best
Wow.
players to Saudi in the forms of Neves and all that. And I feel like with them not really replenishing that much, apart from Matis Cunha for Atletico Madrid, that it's going to be another underwhelming season. And I feel like the seasons have been a bit mid-table for Wolves. I feel like this is the season where it's going to all kind of come crashing down, and they're going to get relegated.
Yeah, man. Then, did you say you don't have Luton in the relegation zone?
I don't have Luton relegation zone. Interesting. I've got Everton instead.
Oh wow.
Quaker, you know it's fucked when we completely agree. And I would love to give my reasoning. Well, no, we don't completely agree. We agree on the same teams. But in
Not the
20th, I have
same
Sheffield
reason.
United. Like, I'm sorry. How you have Ndai, a really good up and coming player, and you give him to Marseille, who, to be fair, have one of the best projects in world football at the moment.
Yeah. Star
And
banging.
then, yeah, and then you've got Ahmed Hadozic, who every single game brings it back. He's from Bosnia, right? He is every single game. He gives us a throwback to fucking Bosnia in 1914. Like, I don't know if any of you get that reference because
Oh.
it's a historical joke, but you know, like he brings it back to fucking World War One every single time. The way that this man fucking goes in for a tackle. I'm sorry, like he is gonna get the most red cards in the Prem. And then I have Everton in 19th. Shock, I know, but I'm I'm sorry. When you have a fucking feminine cross-dresser at striker, and then that backup for the feminine cross-dresser is someone with worse human rights records than fucking Qatar. Like, it's really saying something. Sean Dyche is a good manager, but Brexit ball does not work in the Premier League anymore. Just look at Sam Allardyce. He's going to get sacked before Halloween. Frank Lampard's going to have to come back in, and Frank Lampard will single-handedly get them relegated. And in 18th out of Wolves. Now, if they kept Ruben Neves, I would have said something different. But you should not be selling your best player in the prime of his career to Saudi Arabia. For fuck's sake, I would have liked Neves in United as backup for Cassie, or maybe as an alternative signing for Mount. You know what I mean? I would have much preferred, I would have loved Neves at United, but he's gone to get the bag, and same with every other player in world football at the moment. Of course, Wolves are going to get relegated. Anyway, lads, before we move on to the personal accolades, I would like to know, who is your surprise team? Starting off with, who wants to go first?
Like you can go first.
Alright.
Alright,
Quakes, who is your biggest surprise?
I have got Sean Dyche's Burnley. Not Sean Dyche. Not Sean Dyche. Vincent Company's Burnley. So instead of saying Sean Dyche's Burnley, I feel that one with Vincent Company, they've a couple of plays, been absolutely brilliant in the Championship and absolutely ripped it to shreds. I feel like they won't get Europe in the Premier League, but they will get top 10. They'll finish in the top half, without a doubt. And I
Wow,
feel
okay.
like they'll finish in the top half above people like uh Fulham, Brentford, and even who have I got? Yeah, they'll finish in the top half. Yeah, but Fulham,
Brighton,
Brentford, Palace, I think they can do it. If you
fair
look at
enough.
who they've got in, let's just have a look.
We're so unorganised, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, I know. But I should be more organised.
I can't lie,
Yeah,
I don't
no,
have a script. I've been waffling.
yeah, same here, same here. Like, especially because I've just completely disregarded my script. I just don't have one now.
Yeah, just take that bit out. The last few minutes, take that bit out because that was complete wandering.
Don't care, mate. I might keep it in. It's funny. All right. Noah, who is your surprise team?
Oh, I mean, after what Quirk said, I have to agree with him. I've put Burnley. Now, I actually hate to make so many references to my own video, but for the people watching will know that I put them 13th, just so that you guys know where I think they'll go in the season. I think
Nice.
13th is fantastic for a newly Premier League club. I feel like Company is attractive, fluid style of football will really suit how the new Premier League is. Link, you were saying how Brexit ball doesn't work in the Premier League, and I completely agree. And I feel like
Facts.
they will be playing at least give it next season, and I reckon they'll be at their best as they was with Dyche. And I just feel like some of their players, if only they could have got Teller back, but because he was an absolute baller for them in the Championship, he would have bagged a couple
Yeah,
times.
man.
But yeah, I just think some of their squad options are Premier League quality. I just like the way they play football. It's going to work, and the big teams who don't properly look at Burnley will be surprised at how different they are with Company than they were last time they were in the Premier League.
Yeah. Vincent Company and his big, bold Belgian head is going to work wonders. But I don't have Burnley as my surprise team because everyone expects them to do well.
What
So
have
I
you
have
got?
two here. I have two. So one of them is Aston Villa, and I've already explained why. So I'm not going to use them. But my other one, Luton Town FC. And why do I have Luton Town? I'll fucking tell you why. Everyone expects them to come 20th and 19th. So to me, they're staying up. I reckon they're coming 17th or 16th. I think, yeah, Chong's not a great player. He could prove himself in a lower league side. Like, well, not really lower league, but you know what I mean? Like, a lower side in the Prem. Um, I think Marvelous Nakamba's a beautiful option. I know it's not because his first name's Marvelous. I've known about the guy for time. He is actually he's a very class player for a side like Luton, a very good DM who can kind of dictate the style of play when he's needed to. I think Adebayo again is another fantastic striking option alongside Morris, wherever they play a 5-3-2. I think Kabore from Ligue 1, I think that's a fantastic loan option. I think like he is going to be the main provider for goals for Luton this season. Like they needed someone like that as a statement signing, and I think Kabore is a fantastic option. And like I don't know the full details of the contract. I presume there's no buy option, but if there is, they by how I think the season's going to go, they will need to trigger it if there is one in there. But you know, I think Luton Town are going to be 17th or 16th or maybe even 15th at a push. Like because I think that they could actually be a very, very good side. I think they'll make Kenilworth Road an absolute fortress. And like, while people aren't expecting them to even pick up points, I've heard people saying Luton are going to be the worst Premier League side of all time. Absolutely not. I think they are going to be one of the biggest surprises in Prem history, and then they'll build upon that. And then in the next 2 to 3 seasons, we could even see them in the mid-table positions.
There's a
Strong
shout.
claims there, Lee. I mean, I did say Luton are going to stay up, but from what you're saying, it's not like getting them for a top 10 or just like under top 10 finish, like maybe 12th, 13th, 14th. Still quite ambitious for Luton Town, in my opinion.
Nah, I think they're going to come 16th, but I'm telling you, within the next couple years, we are going to see them as a mid-table club. Anyway, lads, so now it is time to focus on the personal accolades. Who are your top 5 goal scorers?
Who?
Who wants to go first on this one? You know, fuck it, I haven't gone first yet. I'll go first. So in number 5, I have a big, tall, blonde, Danish fucking Viking,
What a surprise.
and his name is Rasmus Højlund. And why? Well, if you have Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Luke Shaw, Mason Mount, if you have them feeding you balls on a plate like Johnny Sins feeds goals on a porn scene, you are bound to score at least 15 goals a season. I don't care if he becomes a tapping merchant. We just need goals, and I think he's going to be the perfect one for that. Number 4, I have an English Aston Villa player, Tyrone Mings. I'm joking. Obviously, Ollie Watkins. And I already touched on it. He last season he was on an amazing goal scoring one run towards the end of the season, and I think he'll hit the ground running, get 17, 18 league goals, and just prove why he should be in the England squad more. At number 3, I have yet another Manchester United player. He's done charity work all across the country. He's met Obama, and he's very good lads with all the youth academy boys. I'm obviously talking about Marcus Rashford. And well, despite having Højlund, he will still be our main source of goals. Let's not deny it now. He was last season. If he can hit his purple patch form throughout the entirety of the season, then that man could get 25, 30 league goals. I don't think he'll get that high numbers, but however, I do think he will get like between 20 and 23. And as a winger, that's fucking quality. But speaking of wingers who can easily score 25 goals in a league season, we have the the player with the second most amount of Premier League goals in a single season. That, of course, being Mohamed Salah. I'm sorry, I'm going to make a bold prediction. He's going to be a 30 to 35 goal scoring winger this season in the Prem. I'm telling you now, he will score more than what he did in 2018. I think he'll get 34 goals this season. And why do I think that? Well, if you have a midfield of Szoboszlai, McAllister, Trent, obviously Trent's an inverted right back, but then you can have Robbo crossing balls in as well. You have Gakpo off the left. You could have Nunes off the left. Liverpool could even go out and sign a left winger if need be. And then you could have Lavia and DM as well. Why can't he go ahead and score 35 goals this season? But then, in my number one is someone who runs off pure petrol and Microsoft Engine. And yes, it's boring, but I'm sorry. If someone other than Erling Haaland wins the Golden Boot this season, I will fully take a bus to the ground of whoever gets the Golden Boot and beg for forgiveness. I'm sorry, Erling Haaland has.
Then.
Mate, I fucking will. Don't you worry. I'm telling you now, though. Erling Haaland wins the Golden Boot, and he's going to be the first player in Premier League history to score 40-plus goals in a league season.
I see.
Yeah, who's next?
I think it's me next, and I've gone for Haaland, Saka, Højlund, Watkins, Nunez in that order.
Saka second. Quakey.
Yeah, I feel
Repeat
like.
that.
Yeah, so I put Haaland, Saka,
Yeah.
Højlund, Watkins, Nunez in that order.
Saka second. Are you a closet Arsenal fan? You've predicted them to win the league. You've predicted them to win the league, and you've got Saka as your second top goal scorer.
Because
I think your younger brother's written your script for you.
How good he can be. And I just feel like this season is going to be electric, you know.
Good at missing penalties and in the league.
He's also going to be supported by Havertz, and so I feel like Havertz is going to be more like the assist guy. He's not going to be scoring many goals, in my opinion. Well, it's not as much as Saka and Jesus whenever he gets back from his injury, but I feel like those combinations will link up, and it'll eventually turn Saka at the goal mouth, and he'll be lethal for Arsenal.
I mean, I respect it, but Kwaku, I actually have a question for you.
What?
Has your younger brother written your script? Has your little brother written your script?
He has absolutely no clue that I'm doing this, apart from now, because he can probably hear me.
Wow. Mental. Oh, I mean, fucking fair enough, mate. Alright, know what? Who do you have as your second, third, fourth, and fifth top goal scorer?
What about first?
Well, it's obviously Erling Haaland. So...
yeah. Big surprise. First is Erling Haaland. But I have Haaland in this order: Haaland, Salah, Kane, Nkunku, and Rashford. Starting off with Rashford, I feel like he will outscore Højlund because Højlund, I can see him taking a lot of time just to get used to playing in the Premier League. And he's not so much a Haaland target man striker. He's more of a Nunes, to be fair. He likes to sort of get the ball from deep, run out wide. So I think Rashford will sometimes be facilitating maybe a central role where he'll be able to get lots of shots off. And
Yeah,
I
man.
mean, just from 1920, 2021 season when Martial was on top form, Rashford still bagged, and I feel like he'll be in the top 5 this year. I have Nkunku at 4th. Yes, he's injured, but I just feel like when he comes back, he's going to be electric, especially next to Nicholas Jackson. He'll probably be getting a bunch of assists, and Nkunku, Bundesliga top scorer last season, so I know what he's all about. Third, I've got
Have you
Kane.
considered his 4-month injury and what effect that might have on his golden boot position?
And Kunku's sick anyway, mate. Shut your mouth.
I just
As you were
feel
saying,
like
Noah.
I don't know. I just feel like he'll at least get in the charts. I think he could be maybe second or third if he's playing the whole season. But third, I have Kane. I feel like Kane is just he's an obvious. He is an obvious in this list.
And I haven't even included him.
I know. I was so shocked.
No.
I
But,
mean,
Neither was the Spurs
I've
fan,
kind of
by
heard
the
some
way.
news, and I feel like
but you
he's gonna go
haven't
to Bayern.
correct.
Maybe not this summer, but maybe in the winter.
I just
No,
feel like it's going to be his
Noah.
last.
The only reason I didn't put Kane
Right.
Kane in is because I anticipated him to leave.
We're kind of recording
Yeah.
stuff.
It's the only
Yeah,
reason I
look-
didn't put him in.
But we've heard stuff this morning, this afternoon. Kane will be staying. I think it's going to be his last season at Spurs, and I think he's going to make it, a good season, a decent season. I can see 25 goals. Now, in second, I've got Salah. I think he will also be pushing around 30 goals, Link. I just feel
Yeah.
like last season he was incredibly underrated, as a United fan.
Yeah.
Although
He
Rashford
owns
got all
our
the
club.
praise. Although Rashford got all the praise, Salah was doing better numbers in less games. So it's completely crazy. And I feel like with the midfield, with Szoboszlai in that attacking role, and with Nick McAllister, who can just he is the definition of a king assister. Salah's going to get many goals. In first, Haaland. Don't need to speak about him. I'm just going to waste time.
Yeah. We'll move on. We'll move on. Top assister. Quaker, who have you got in your top assist, lad? Quaker, if you don't have De Bruyne, I'm throwing hands at you, by the way. So who do you have as your top assister?
I've actually got Szoboszlai.
Quaker, I'm coming to yours now. I'm throwing hands.
No, I don't.
Why?
I've got Szoboszlai second and De Bruyne first.
Okay. I have gone back into my room since hearing that, and I'm not going to fuck you up. Alright. So, I mean, Szoboszlai second, I actually kind of rate it. Anyway, Noah, who have you got as your top assister?
I mean, I've got De Bruyne. I just feel like he won't. I don't know. I just feel like he won't get an injury this season because he's improved with that type of stuff. And I just feel like he's going to be quality with all the goals that Haaland's going to get. This guy's going to be an assist machine.
Yeah. I've actually gone for 2 top assisters. I think there'll be 2 players tied.
I reckon you said Fernandes.
And that being, no, I think it's going to be De Bruyne and the most underrated cam in the Premier League right now. Like, the cunt's being compared to Erdegaard. Do not disrespect Bruno Fernandes like that.
I knew it.
No, Bruno Fernandes. I'm sorry. Bruno Fernandes has got Højlund, Rashford, Sancho. I think Anthony could maybe hit the ground running. Garnacho can come off the bench. If Ahmad comes back from injury, we've got Amad Diallo as well. We've got Pellistri. We've got so much attacking talent. And I think Bruno Fernandes is going to be making it rain with assists. Also, Bruno Fernandes is on corner duty. We've got fucking Varane, Lisandro Martinez in the box. Like, bear in mind, Lisandro Martinez scored a header last season. Like, he is a good aerial threat, considering he's only 5'9". Yeah, Cassie loves a header. We see it all the time. Cassie loves a header. So Bruno, I'm telling you, he's going to tie De Bruyne for top assister. And Noah, when I told you earlier that I might put in like 2 because I was kind of like feeling it, like it's because I have Bruno Fernandes in my fantasy team and he was calling my name. Like he was calling my name. He was saying, "Link fella, I'm gonna be getting like 20 assists. I'm challenging that assist record. Put me in this, and you will not, and I will not disappoint." So I said, "Fuck it." Bold prediction time. All right. So let's go. Fuck. What else have we got? Oh yeah. All right. So lads, who is your Golden Glove winner?
I'll start.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't know. I feel like at least one of you will have this man on your list.
All
I
right.
have Allison. I just feel like because I would maybe say Ramsdale, but Raya, obviously new signing. I feel like it's almost going to be like, the sort of season where United had both Henderson and De Gea. I think it will be 50-50 in the Premier League. I don't think any of them will challenge. I think Onana, he won't. I'm not expecting him to do anything special in the first couple games. I feel like he's gonna concede, and that's gonna take him out of the running. And Edison, I just feel like he's the worst goalkeeper. So I think Alisson will get it. He's been consistently one of, if not the best goalkeeper in world football in the last couple of years. And with Liverpool, with having Kanate, Trent's back on form, Robertson's back on form, Virgil van Dijk's now captain, that should sort of motivate him more.
Vidic clear.
Vidic? Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
agree.
Vidic clear of Van Dijk.
I agree. But yeah, that's just my opinion there, Allison.
Alright. Who have you got quakes?
Oh, I would say it's it's between Raya or Ramsdale because I don't know which one is going to be playing most games for Arsenal. I actually can't tell you who I think it's going to be, but I'm certain it's
So
going to be
you
one of them.
think it's one of the Arsenal keepers?
Yeah.
Yeah, your brother's wrote your script. I don't want to hear it.
The
Alright.
thing is,
Now
Allison would play every single game.
Yeah. Uh,
Ramsdale will they won't have enough games to win it, I say.
yeah.
You have a
Alright,
point.
so apparently I've got 2 surprising shouts now. So
Let's do this.
because I think 2 goalkeepers are gonna be tied for it.
Of course there's going to be Onana. I know that link.
Oh, 100%, 100%. No, because bear in mind, clean sheets is more of a defender's award because let's think of it. If you concede 1 shot at goal all game and it's off target, you're winning the fucking golden glove, mate. It's that simple. Onana, like no, and this is why I've got my second goalkeeper on it as well. But like Onana, like will not have to do much work because Lissandro Martinez will just 2-foot a cunt. Casemiro will 2-foot a cunt. Varane will 2-foot a cunt. Wan-Bissaka's just incredible if he plays. I mean, Dallow's a massive risk, but attacking wise, he's fucking quality. And say with Luke Shaw, but Luke Shaw's good defensively as well. And then and I do actually agree with you, Noah, when you say Edison is probably one of the worst goalkeepers in the league when it comes to shot stopping. But with a defence of, Ake, Walcott, Joseph Guardiol, like John Stones, Ruben Diaz, fucking Laporte if he stays, so many world class defenders, like they are going to make sure Edison does not have to save a single shot.
Yeah.
That's why I've got him on there. Like, because I've focused more on the defensive part of teams rather than just the goalkeeper themselves. Allison will be very close because just like Onana, Allison is a fantastic shot stopper and amazing distributor. So are players like Mignon from AC Milan, for example, Diogo Costa from Porto. Like, but it's also a defensive award. And if you have an amazing defense, then you're going to do well. Just look at De Gea last season. One of the worst goalkeepers in the league. Like, even with his amazing shot stopping, he was too mistake prone. Yet he still won the Golden Glove, sorry, because of like your Varane to Sandro Martinez's, Luke Shaw when he played centre back, Wan-Bissaka when he was on form. Like, so it's more of the defensive sides that I've looked at, and that's why I'm saying Edison and Onana will be tied for it.
Fair enough.
Have I been a bit biased with the Onana shout? Fuck yes, I'm not going to deny it, but I still think he is one of the best shot stoppers in the world. Crucify me. I don't fucking care. We'll revisit this in 9 months' time when Onana has like 20 odd clean sheets. Alright. Lads. So, who is your surprise player?
I'd like to go first.
If you want to go first, then you fucking can, mate.
I'll go first.
Swear.
So my surprise player, I feel like, is he's gonna be either a massive flop or he's gonna be a massive success. And I mean, it is a bit of a risk me saying this because I don't exactly know if he'd suit Sean Dyche's sort of tactic play. But
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like Villarreal in the La Liga, he played very well. I'm not gonna lie, the way they play, they're sort of like a Burnley with Sean Dyche.
Oh, Danjuma.
Yeah, Danjuma. I think people are just sleeping on the transfer. And realistically, who's better than Danjuma in that side? They're going to build the team around him. I think he's going to go into striker because last season they played without a striker. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is not good enough. And
Yeah,
they,
Calvert-Lewin's just a fucking cross-dresser, mate.
yeah, so I feel like they'll just go back. He'll go back to his position and strike, and he'll thrive. He's played for a team like Bournemouth, and he did exceptionally well. And I didn't really watch him enough for Spurs, so maybe Quex, you can tell me a little bit how he did there, but I don't think he was too bad.
Yeah, he was all right for us, to be fair. I was more thinking about Everton's defence and midfield in terms of the way they want to stay up. That's why I put them
Yeah.
18th instead of 19th.
Aha. I put them 19th,
So,
mate.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm not sleeping on Dan Dreamer, but I mean, you can go on.
Yeah. I'll go next if you don't mind. And well, for the third time in a row, I've got two players. Anyone want to guess who at least one of them are?
Oof, is it a new signing?
Is he a
Both
United
of them.
player?
Both of them are new signings, and one of them is the United player.
Oh,
Mason
Mount.
Mount.
Do you want me to tell you them?
Mhm.
So first, I'm going to go for the non-United player, and I've put Musa Diaby because
Let's think about
Bundesliga
Forest.
play. Oh no, I was tempted, but everyone thinks he's going to flop because of like the poor history between Bundesliga players going to the Premier League. But I think Diaby is just a different player. I think, you know, he will be exceptional. He scored on his Aston Villa debut, for fuck's sake. I think he's going to be an absolute world beater. Like, he is going, like, I said it, he is going to be the best Aston Villa player this season. Like, and then my second one, and the only reason this is a surprise player is because everyone thinks he's going to flop because, like, it's a well-known fact that Serie A strikers do not do well in the Premier League. Just look at Scamacca last season. He's already gone to he's already signed for Atalanta. Look at, Samuel Eto'o, like a bowler for like, Inter Milan, but was never really that for Chelsea. You have so many, but I think Hoyland will be different. Like, yes, he's probably got he's got mad hype, but everyone thinks he's gonna flop yes, we may have overpaid, but he will prove why he's worth that much. I'm telling you now, like he is going to be exceptional.
I agree.
Yeah, and I know it's a Premier League predictions, but we'll do this quickly because this video is like predominantly Prem. But we'll just quick fire FA Cup and Carabao
Hey,
Cup
I haven't said my
predictions.
surprise player yet.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, who is it, mate?
Right,
I'm
to
so
be
used
fair
to
to that,
going
I've
last.
not gone with an Arsenal player this time. To prove that I'm
Whoa!
actually a real Tottenham fan. But
If
I've
you've
actually
got
gone with
Mickey Van der
Mudryk as
Ven, I'm
surprise
going round
player.
yours. Hey,
Put Mudryk in.
fair
Mudryk.
enough.
I agree.
Yeah, and I feel like, last season he didn't really have. He's great at creating chances. He's great at
He
finding
did.
space. He's not really the kind of person to actually get shots on. And the last game against Dortmund, he had 2 shots and 0 goals. So I feel like now they've got Nkunku, albeit he's out for 4 months. They've also got Enzo Fernandez going back on form. They've also got um, you know,
Jackson.
yeah, they've also got Jackson.
Gallagher.
And Raheem Sterling, I think he's going to be quite good this season. So I feel like now there's more players that he can actually feed off, that he actually feed off to, sorry. He's going to be a great player. And I feel like he's going to create so many chances in the Prem this season.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, man. As I said, we'll do this quick fire because this is predominantly Prem. But who do you think's going to win the FA Cup and Carabao Cup, lads? And you know what? I'll go first. FA Cup, I've gone for the best English team of all time, and Carabao Cup, I've gone the second best English team of all time.
Who have we got?
Oh, fuck's sake, you need clarification. Okay. FA Cup, Man United, Carabao Cup, Liverpool.
Oh, yeah, of course. All right, why is that?
So, well, I think Liverpool need a trophy with this team, and plus, I feel like if Liverpool win the Carabao Cup, we'll see famous TikTok Liverpool fans like Jonathan Morley wank themselves off on camera. And FA Cup, well, Man United, we need to fucking win a trophy this season. We're not winning Champions League, we're not winning Premier League, we're not winning Carabao Cup. So automatically, that gives us FA Cup. Fair reasoning. All right.
I agree with that.
Start. Yeah. All right. Next up is Noah.
Okay, so obviously I did say that Arsenal will get fifth, and
Yeah.
I also think that they'll leave the UCL in the group stages. So
Mhm.
I think they'll be able to focus on one long cup, and I think that will be FA Cup. I mean, they are statistically the best ever team when it comes to the FA Cup. They've won 14. And yeah, I just think, as I said, they'll be out of the Carabao and UCL early. They can focus on that. But for the Carabao Cup, I have United. I mean, we won it last year, so why can't we win it
Yeah.
again? And I just feel like,
100%.
yeah, I just feel like, we aren't like we can't compete with like a City with depth, because obviously Carabao Cup is, it's not a lot of games. I feel like we'll be
7
able to
game
put out our
tournament.
best. Yeah, so we'll be able to put out our best squads, and I feel like we'll just go for it and we'll win it again.
Come on, the boys. We're not going trophyless again.
Yeah.
All right. Is that everything?
You forgot my
Oh
opinion.
my
Why are you
god.
being left out
Oh,
of
yeah.
this?
He's
I'm
being
so
left out
sorry,
every
Craigie.
time.
No, not every time. Fuck off. He's gone first most of the time. No,
Yeah,
I
you have
was
a
just.
point.
No, Quakey. What's it called? I knew you still had to go, but I was just checking my script, seeing if we had anything else, but we don't.
All right, fair enough.
So this is the last opinion of the video. Fucking get off my back, you bunch of fucking cunts. Anyway,
Right?
Quakey. Alright, just fucking give your opinion.
All right, I have gone for Spurs winning the Carabao Cup, and United winning the FA Cup.
No, Quakey. I know where you live. I know where you live. Tomorrow, expect me to come round and beat you up for such an atrocious opinion. Spurs to win a trophy, you are hilarious.
I'm not hilarious. I'm just got us playing good football this season. I feel like he is the one to get us our first trophy in the past
15
15
years.
years.
Last time you lot won a major trophy, we won the double in the same season.
You know, we're
Quakey.
not going to have the distractions we've had before of Europe to go and bother us. That's why I feel like we'll get far in the FA Cup. I don't think we'll win it. Before I get knocked out in the semi-finals of the FA Cup. The Carabao Cup, I think we can go all the way.
And just getting no, and will get sacked 6 days before the Carabao Cup final for no apparent reason. If they'll do it to a fucking world class manager like Mourinho, they'll do it to a nobody like Postecoglou.
They did it to Mourinho because they felt that he was being disappointed. They felt like he was managing worse than he could manage. They thought they expected more from him. They didn't get that. That's why they sacked him. That's the same thing they did with Conte. And he's a bit he's a bit more unknown. He's got a bit more freedom. We give him a bit more wiggle room. So I feel like he'll have time to develop. He's not going to get sacked this season.
I hope he does. I hope he does just so he can go back to this in 9 months' time and I can laugh at you. We're all friends. No, just a quick clarification for the viewers, by the way. We're all friends. We're all friends here. This is just a laugh. Like, we don't hate each other. Like, just a quick clarification. I'll put a trigger warning at the start, but still, because I don't want people thinking that I'm a bully and that I'm a cunt. Like, it's just a bit of jokes. Anyway, lads, that's actually going to be the end of it. Quite sad because this is very fun to record. But you know what? As me and Noah were saying, us three need to start an actual fucking podcast together. Like, it's happening, Quaku. I don't care. It's happening. All right. Sound like a good deal? Deal. Good.
Fair enough.
Oh no. Yeah.
Maybe next
Quaky.
season. Let's put it that way.
Nah. What's it? No. What I'm saying, like, we need to do a fucking like podcast, like just us three start a podcast. Like, that's what I'm saying. Needs to happen.
Hmm.
You know what?
The names up my sleeve,
Let me,
but
you know, alright, what's it called? Let me do the outro and we'll discuss it afterwards. Alright,
alright, fair
that's
enough.
gonna be the end of the video. Really hope you've enjoyed. Please go down in the description and follow Quaku and Noah. They produce some really good quality content that you'll all enjoy. We can laugh at Quaku's promos and we can laugh at Noah for saying that Arsenal would not finish in Champions League. Alright. Love you all, and I love you both. See you later, viewers, and yeah. See you for the next video.
Season.
See you later, lads.
Yeah.
See ya.
Fake, you can stop the record now.
Alright.